Happy New Year, everyone. It's a new year of cinema, a new year of films, with many films coming out this year. We have superhero movies, horror films, and many more adventures and stories for us to enjoy in 2023. And so, with this video, I was just going to talk about one of my own personal most anticipated films of 2023. I'm not going to be doing a top 10 most anticipated list of 2023. I've done those videos in the past. They've not been the most well received on my channel, and so I'm trying something a little different this year. Instead of giving you 10, I'm just going to be giving you one this year. A movie that I'm really looking forward to, and this is a controversial opinion as well. It should get some comments being typed down there. So yeah, and that's why I love making videos on controversial topics. It just I mean, the comment section can be a toxic area, but it can also be fun if we just respect everybody's opinion. Like at the end of the day, that's the joy of film. We either like a movie, we either hate a movie, we're either mixed on a movie. I mean, we all have different feelings and different emotions coming out and going into a movie. So yeah, and as you can tell by the title of this video, a movie this year that I'm really looking forward to that I've not heard too many people talk about is Kraven the Hunter, which I'm not sure when this movie is coming out. Last time I heard it was October of 2023, so I don't know if that's still on the schedule or not, but this is a movie I'm really excited for a few reasons, which I'm going to get into right now. So there was an interesting article that came out a few weeks ago from okay, I'm having a mind blank on his name. I can remember it. Hold on. Actually, no, I can't. Anyways, Kick-Ass himself. He did an interview for his film Bullet Train, and during this interview, he was asked about Kraven the Hunter, and he had addressed that Kraven the Hunter, he's going to be an animal lover. He's going to be like a savior of animal life. Okay, so this is an interesting statement because Kraven the Hunter, I recently played the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video game, and I played Kraven the Hunter's storyline, and I really dig his storyline. If you have not played the Amazing Spider-Man 2, it is a really fun game. Kraven the Hunter's storyline is a lot of fun. I do have my complaints with that game, but that's a whole nother video on its own. But Kraven the Hunter, that was my first introduction to him. And while the game doesn't, expand or develop on his character, what his storyline is in that game is interesting. There's an interesting subplot that keeps you engaged in the momentum of playing that game. And so now to come back to my previous point, Kraven the Hunter has always been a hunter. He's always killed he's always killed the best of the best. That's his character. He literally wears an animal's fur as a coat. Like, how does that just not shout badass? How does that not shout like you are fucking kick-ass, my brother? So to now come out and say that the Kraven the Hunter movie he's going to be an animal lover, that kind of goes against everything that Kraven the Hunter is in the comics and in the video games. But am I worried? That's the big question here. No, I'm not worried, because here's my explanation. Here's my understanding of that quote. this is an origin story to Kraven the Hunter. Like, you know, like same with Morbius, same with any other Marvel film that has come before. These are all origin stories. Like something goes wrong or something happens and they become who they are. And while Kraven the Hunter, he is just human, something would have switched in his brain to start killing animals, to start becoming the best of the best, and to start making a name for himself. Okay, so now hear me out here. I don't know how big Kraven. I don't know how they're gonna, play the story out. I don't know many plot details or storylines. This is purely just speculation from me as a fan and as someone who's excited for this film. I have a feeling that for the first half of this movie, we're gonna see him as an animal lover. So let's say, I don't know, the first half an hour or so, we're gonna see him as an animal lover, and then something happens. Maybe he hangs out with the wrong group of people. Maybe I don't know, maybe just something happens. Because Marvel movies, they always end up changing little things for the audience that aren't familiar with this character. Because this is the first time a lot of people are hearing about Kraven the Hunter. So a lot of people don't even know who Kraven the Hunter is. At least your general moviegoers don't know who he is. So this is going to have to be an introduction. So I feel like it's going to have to kind of be a transition from him loving animal life and then going in to becoming the world's greatest hunter as we know him in the comics. Whether that's going to be like the last 20 minutes of the movie, the last 40 minutes of the movie, it's the story that counts, it's the origin here that counts. And so yeah, that's kind of my speculation around that whole quote. Is I have a feeling they're going to go that direction with the movie. Okay, moving on to my second point here. This film is going to be setting up the Sinister Six. I am so fucking excited for the Sinister Six. I cannot wait. This is a film that Sony has been setting up over a variety of films, starting in in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. They started really vamping up the Sonyverse, or Sony's Spider-Verse, whatever term you would like to call it. This is a movie I am praying and I want to see happen, and especially after Morbius's after credit scene where Vulture meets with Morbius. Like, I cannot wait to see that go down. So we obviously already know that Vulture is going to be the one recruiting everybody. So we can expect an after credit scene in Kraven the Hunter where either Morbius encounters Kraven the Hunter or Vulture encounters Kraven the Hunter. So I feel like after this film comes out, maybe a year or so after it comes out, it's only a matter of time before we actually get to see the Sinister Six live on screen, because we have all of the members together now. We have Vulture, we have Morbius, we have Shocker was introduced in the Spider-Man Homecoming after credit scene. I'm sorry, actually, I'm just trying to connect all the dots here. Doing this all on the fly. Not the best move. But anyways, yeah, Shock was introduced. We haven't seen him. We also saw the Black Cat in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I don't know if those characters are going to become their villain form or not. But yeah, there is a lot of potential for all these members to come together.